Hi, gang, it's Patrick.
And Adam.
Coming up on today's show, we'll be discussing our connection to Disney from an LGBTQ perspective, EPCOT's Food and Wine Festival, and news and rumors from the parks. We'll list our Fab 5 Walt Disney World sweet treats and close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Patrick.
Yas, Adam.
Episode 2. It's our sophomore episode.
We're rounding first base to second.
We would just like to take a moment to thank all of the listeners out there.
Thanks.
We feel very supported and appreciated, and we want you to know that we absolutely appreciate you.
And love you.
In fact, we do love you.
Aw.
We had 2 gentlemen reach out to us on Instagram. Anthony of Agrabah and the Bear and the Buck on Instagram reached out to us to just send us some positive thoughts, and we really, really do appreciate that.
Thanks, guys, and I love your names. Moving on, Adam.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We made some erroneous claims
Some
last
boo-boos.
time. We're learning and we're growing, but we want to correct our mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We want to pay homage to the truth, right? In a
Facts.
new segment, we're calling Sorry About It. I've got a couple sorry about it's, Adam. I made some claims last time that just aren't true. I claimed that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party started at 5 p.m., when in fact it starts at 7 p.m., and if you have a ticket, you can enter the park early, starting at 4 p.m., but that party doesn't start till 7. So enjoy that party, everybody. Second of all, there was a song I was trying to think of when we were talking about Alice in Wonderland, a song that referenced the movie, and that song is called White Rabbit by Grace Slick, and she wrote it and recorded it for the band Jefferson Airplane.
Now, see, I was thinking you were referencing a song from the movie Alice in Wonderland.
I was not. I was referencing a song that referenced Alice in Wonderland itself.
You just blew my mind.
Yep. The rabbit hole is deep on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry about it, guys. What about you, Adam?
I made no mistakes.
Great. You're perfect.
I am perfect.
Practically perfect.
Practically perfect in every way.
Mary Poppins.
No, sure, I made a few mistakes. I erroneously said that Ivan Earle's Sleeping Beauty backgrounds were inspired by the Renaissance paintings and artwork, and I meant to say medieval.
Oh, dear.
But I said Renaissance.
You did, and here's the thing. I'll join you on that one because I backed you up and also said Renaissance.
I appreciate the support.
I'm here for you.
I also guessed that Zsa Zsa Gabor was the voice of Miss Bianca in The Rescuers Down Under, when in fact it was Ava Gabor.
Yeah, we both guessed on that one, and we were very wrong.
We had a 50-50 shot.
We did. We flipped a coin, and it failed us.
But in our defense, if you slap a cop, you are going to be the first Gabor sister I think about.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair to say. Adam.
Patrick.
You know, last time we talked a little bit about our Disney backgrounds, right? Our Dizstories, if you will.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Thank you. This time, I have a new topic, a new discussion topic for you.
Wait a minute.
What?
You just did it again.
I can't stop. It's a gift, really. I'd like to talk about what our connection to Disney is from an LGBTQ perspective.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I can certainly deliver on the G portion of things.
As can I.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll kind of translate over into the LGBTQ portion of things.
That's right.
I really had to think about that.
Yep, it's a thinker.
I guess the first thing that comes to mind is the feeling of inclusion.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you walk into the park, you feel like you are welcome there.
You sure do.
And that kind of armor that I carry around with me melts away, you know, and I am there as a fan enjoying the parks with many, many other fans.
I like that. That's really beautiful. In fact, building on that topic or that suggestion of welcoming into the parks, if I may read you a little something. This is from when you go to the park early and you are there for opening, to Magic Kingdom specifically. They have a little pre-show that sort of opens up the park to everybody. And one of the first things they say in that pre-show is, "It is hereby decreed that all are welcome in this happy place, where the young and young at heart can explore, laugh, and play together." I think that really just in a nutshell sums up that feeling of being welcomed wherever you are in the parks.
That's so lovely. I haven't heard the new kind of park opening.
Oh, I ruined it for you, didn't
I?
Well,
you could have said spoiler alert.
Yeah, I should have.
I forgive you.
Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate that. I've seen the old welcome.
Oh, I missed that show at the train station.
So is this the replacement for that?
It is. It's right at the castle. So everyone can go into the park early, just right up till you get to the castle, and then they sort of hold you there, and then a show starts right there on stage in front of Sleeping Beauty's, in front of Cinderella's castle.
That's really great that they have that message to kind of start the day.
Yeah, it's just the first thing you hear, and it sort of sets the tone for what you can expect at a Disney park.
Do you know what else I love? Is walking around and seeing people living their best lives.
Mm-hmm.
And by that, I mean you tend to recognize other people in the community, other family members.
Yeah.
And you see them fully enjoying themselves. You see many people wearing things that they wouldn't normally wear in their everyday lives and kind of celebrating who they are.
Yeah, living their authentic selves.
Yes.
Right?
And they are 100% allowed to do that in the parks.
Yeah.
And feel like a part of a community.
Yeah, you're right. Dan and I, my husband, just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. Well, not just, last November. And we celebrated it in the Disney parks. And I'll preface this with, in full transparency, there are places in the world that I don't feel necessarily comfortable being outwardly gay and being my authentic self. And we chose to celebrate our 1-year anniversary at Disney because of that feeling that you get while you're there, that everyone is welcome. When we went to the Magic Kingdom on our first day, we got these I'm celebrating buttons. So we put on there, we're celebrating 1 year together. And you wouldn't believe the response we got from not only cast members that work there, but from other guests in the park of just celebration and joy and congratulations. We were given special treatment sometimes by the characters. They would give that extra bit of magic for us. And we didn't feel like we were other than somebody else. Do you know what I mean? Like we just felt like everyone was there together celebrating life and love. And it just brought a tear to my eye every instance and every step of the way. It was just beautiful.
You were a mess that entire
I was. There were pictures of me just being like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
And extending beyond the LGBTQ community, you have to believe that even straight people feel this way. You know, there are people who are kind of weighed down by certain aspects of their lives.
That's right.
Or feel like they can't be their authentic selves. I mean, how often, even as a Disney fan, are you sometimes like slightly apologizing for it because you're so passionate about it?
Yeah.
And so many people feel that it's like a thing for children.
Yeah.
So once you enter that park as an adult, you're allowed to be a child again.
That's
and have
right.
those experiences and find things amazing and incredible and really kind of let loose and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference between something that's childlike and childish, and I think Disney lets you feel childlike again, right? There's just sort of an escape from the world that all you have to do while you're there is believe in the magic and let Disney do the rest for you.
That's really, really well said.
Thanks.
It really warms my heart when you're walking around the parks and I see gay couples who have perhaps recently been married, lesbian couples who are celebrating an anniversary, and they're just outwardly celebrating it.
That's right.
They're wearing the Mickey and Mickey grooms.
Oh yeah,
ears.
I love when I see that.
Yeah, or the Minnie and Minnie ears. I just love witnessing that outward affection.
It's really beautiful. And this year, in fact, I think this past June, I guess, over Pride was, I think, one of the first times, or the first time, that Disney really embraced Pride, and it came out with a line of products that were very Pride specific. So they had rainbow Mickey ears and fanny packs and T-shirts. It was amazing. I really applauded them for doing that.
I bought the Mickey T-shirt with the Mickey head and the kind of rainbow watercolor background.
I love that one. I got the sunglasses with the rainbow rims and then Mickey Mouse in the corners.
Yes.
I love them so much.
Yeah, it was really great that Disney released those products. And from what I could tell online, they sold out very quickly.
Yeah, like the first day, I think the ears went.
And I know that they had to restock several times in the parks because people were on the hunt for those things.
That's right. Well done, Disney. It just shows you that they're also not afraid to be proud and take a stand and believe in what's right.
And I hope they do much more of that. They still can make steps forward. There's still a lot more to do to include the LGBT community as part of the parks. A lot of that has to do with merchandise and just feeling that things aren't necessarily catered to us.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that Disney will get there.
Something that Disney is great at is evolving, though. Like if you think about even the movies where, the women were just the damsels in distress, and then they slowly became the heroes of the story. And I hope that Disney maybe starts including more gay characters in their movies.
Hey, Patrick, what do you say we take a stroll around the parks and see what's news? Food and wine. EPCOT's International Food and Wine Festival is currently running. It's been running for a while, and it runs through November 12th.
I love food and wine. It's one of my favorite times of the year at Disney.
It is a mega festival.
Oh, so much food, all the drinking you can imagine.
It is a delicious time.
It really is.
A feast of small bites.
Ooh, you're on a roll here.
Disney can use that in their promotions.
You're on a cinnamon roll here.
So for those of you that don't know, the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival includes 30 marketplace booths, or at least it does this year.
Wow.
That are set up around World Showcase, and some are in Future World.
Now, those booths, are they different countries than the ones that are normally there throughout the year?
The countries are included.
Okay.
But there are some special countries that come in just for the festival.
I love it.
And they have some amazing food, obviously. Festival guests can pick up a free marketplace discovery passport.
Oh.
And that kind of lays out the entire park for them and shows them where all of the food locations are.
Ooh, a map for your stomach.
Oh my gosh.
Disney,
Get
don't
on
steal
Disney.
it.
Don't disappoint us.
That's right.
The festival also includes special events. Many are at extra cost.
Okay.
And require special booking.
Oh.
But they have some really cool demonstrations with celebrity chefs, and they have tastings.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that wine pairings.
Have you ever done any of the special events?
I haven't. We've never spent enough time. We're just there for a day, sort of, and so we just want to enjoy the park and the booths as well, but they are time-consuming, so it's almost one of those things you want to do if you have a little bit more time.
Right. I would imagine that a lot of the locals do the special events.
That's right. In fact, I heard if you are an annual pass holder and you go, I think, 4 times during Food and Wine, you get a special cutting board, a Disney cutting board.
Shut your beautiful mouth.
I won't.
Where's my cutting board?
Where's your annual pass?
That's a great question.
Awkward. So awkward.
Now I feel like I've been called out.
No.
Hey,
called in.
Called in. Hey, do you know what else the festival includes?
What's that?
The Eat to the Beat concert series.
This is one of my favorite parts. I love it. There's so many good bands and a lot of older bands as well.
That's a very gentle way of saying that. So they perform at the theater right outside of the American Adventure.
That's right.
And some of the acts you can still catch this year.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this list?
Please tell me.
Sheila E.
What?
Sugar Ray.
That's right.
Air Supply.
Who doesn't love Air Supply?
Smash Mouth.
I mean...
98 Degrees.
And hotter.
My favorite, Kenny G.
Oh.
Billy Ocean.
Wow.
Starship.
They're around.
Hanson.
Bop.
Taylor Dane.
Oh.
Boys to Men.
That's the one I want to go to.
Closing out
Yeah?
the Eat to the Beat concert series this year.
Ooh.
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Wow.
Remember when swing bands were a thing in the 90s?
I just wanted to wear a zoot suit all day long.
Was that the 90s or the 2000s?
I guess we'll have to sorry about it later.
That is a call to action to all of our listeners to listen to the next episode.
Yeah, there's at least 4 people screaming at us right now.
Find out
Mm-hmm.
when Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was a thing.
Do.
And then, of course, there's amazing festival merchandise.
That's right. I love some merch, I have to say.
Usually with Figment on it.
I love Figment is one of my favorite characters who's not in any movie. He's just sort of a mascot for EPCOT, right?
He's a mascot for EPCOT. That's
I love
right.
him. I love him so much.
Early Morning Magic has arrived at Toy Story Land.
Wow, that was quick.
It is on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
It's from 7:30 a.m. to 8:45 a.m.
Interesting. Now, is that enough time to do all of the rides that are there?
It is absolutely enough
okay.
time to do all the rides.
Oh, because there's only 3.
There's only 3 rides
That's
there.
right.
And one of them is 90 seconds tops.
Wow.
Probably even less than that, and that is the Alien Swirling Saucers.
ASS, if you will.
Oh, don't say it.
I won't.
Just spell it.
That's right.
Early Morning Magic includes breakfast at the ABC Commissary, and that runs until 10 a.m.
What's the price on that, Adam?
$79 plus tax for adults and $69 plus tax for children.
Interesting.
And of course, your regular theme park admission is required.
Okay, so we're talking about close to a $200 day if you want to do the early morning magic.
And you know what? I'm just going to say I don't know if this is entirely necessary.
Interesting. Well, how so?
When my boyfriend Matthew and I were down there in July, we rope dropped Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
and we walked on to Slinky Dog.
Oh, wow.
As soon as we got off of Slinky Dog, we walked over to Alien Swirling Saucers and had about a 20-minute wait.
Okay, so you could do most of Toy Story Land before 11 a.m.
I think you can. I don't know if this is entirely necessary, but I will say this. We all know that being down in Disney World, you want to maximize your time.
That's true.
If you want to save your fast passes for another time or another park, maybe this isn't such a bad idea.
Fair. And with that extra meal in there, it may even out because food can be a bit pricey in Disney World, right?
It can.
And I heard that the breakfast actually goes until 10 a.m., which
does.
is past the hours that you can be in Toy Story Land early.
It does. So you can get there, ride the rides, then head over to breakfast.
All right. So if you're about that Disney life, this might be the thing to do for you.
Disneyland is breaking ground on their new Marvel area.
I am super excited about this.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be real exciting.
It came at the cost of A Bug's Land.
That's true, which was so cute. I've never been to it, but it looked super, super cute.
Heimlich Choo-Choo Train looked adorable, and I will forever be jealous that I never got to ride that.
Well,
I know it was a kiddie ride.
Yeah.
But I'm a kid at heart.
That's right.
And I love food.
Well, who doesn't?
The cool thing about A Bug's Land closing is that Disney is actually donating items from the land to nonprofits around California.
Wow.
So now that Bug's Land is closed, Marvel is coming into the area.
Such a switch.
It is. And the poster for the Disneyland version of this area, because it's also happening in Hong Kong and Paris.
Wow.
So the poster for the Disneyland version of this area of the park features Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
So speculation is running wild.
Yeah, because Spider-Man is featured pretty heavily at Universal Orlando, right?
That's correct, but that's East Coast. I think things are different on the West Coast. I think Disneyland is allowed to use Spider-Man on the West Coast.
Wow, that's fascinating.
So people are wondering, why these characters? Why are they featured? Obviously, Guardians already have their own ride. Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther. Also on the poster is the Avengers logo. So are the Avengers going to somehow be involved?
Wow.
Also on the poster, Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. Tough to say.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I said it right.
Do you even know what it is?
Sanctum Sanctorum. His house, basically.
Oh, got it.
In the movie. So is that going to be part of it? We don't know.
Who can say?
Also, rumors are flying. Will there be an indoor roller coaster?
I hope there is.
Ugh, I so want there to be one.
Yeah, I love indoor roller coasters,
Spider-Man is made for a roller coaster.
That's true. That feeling that they can produce of just like flinging you through the air like you're on a web slingshot.
That's right. It would be amazing.
Now, there's no name for the park yet. Is that right?
There's no name for it's an area.
Okay.
There's no name for the area yet.
Okay.
And I'm not really sure if they're allowed to even call it Marvel.
I heard that they're not. I heard that was part of the agreement with Universal that they're not supposed to use the word Marvel.
But is that, again, just an East Coast thing, or is that a West Coast thing?
Hard to say, but you would think they'd want to be consistent and call it something that they can call it the same in every park.
Right, right. Anyway, the Marvel area is going to be an incredible addition to Disney California Adventure.
You might say it's going to be Marvelous.
Look what you did there.
Oh, my.
A new hotel is going to be joining the Swan and Dolphin Resort.
Wow, that's exciting.
A new hotel tower.
Oh.
So the Orlando Business Journal reported that real estate firm Tishman and MetLife Investment Management, who currently own the Swan and Dolphin, are building a 14-story, 349-room hotel tower.
Wow.
On the site of the current resort's tennis courts.
Okay, so it'll be a part of the Swan and Dolphin then.
It will be a part of the Swan and Dolphin. It will look nothing like the Swan and Dolphin. Have you seen the picture?
No, I haven't.
It's very corporate. Looking.
Okay. So maybe a space for meetings.
It's not the most exciting hotel I've ever seen.
Fair.
It will have space for meetings.
Yeah.
It does have conference space.
Convention area.
That's right.
Okay.
It has 198 traditional hotel rooms.
Oh, wow.
It has 151 suites. It has an elevated pool deck.
Ooh.
A health club. A 75-seat restaurant, which doesn't seem like that much to me.
Well, maybe it'll be like a higher price point restaurant.
That's a great point. And then it has a 50-seat lounge.
Okay, so this is sounding like a place more geared toward adults than for children.
That's a really good point. But are the existing Swan and Dolphin hotels really children friendly, or are they more adult too?
I always understood them to be places that you go when you're attending a conference in Disney.
Oh, that makes sense.
But, I mean, anyone can stay there. So,
yes.
I don't know.
So this new tower will look drastically different. It won't really feature any of the Michael Graves design of the Swan or the Dolphin.
Okay.
I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out and how it's going to be incorporated.
I'm curious, have they named it yet?
My guess is some kind of fish or fowl.
Okay. I'm thinking Badger.
Oh.
The Badger Hotel?
I like that.
Okay.
Kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so this hotel is on Disney property, but not owned by Disney itself.
That's correct. It is owned by real estate firm Tishman and MetLife Investment Management, who I have it on high authority. They are party people.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
Yeah, wild parties.
Even though they're not owned by Disney, you can still get the Disney amenities that come with staying on property, right? Like transportation to the parks, early magic hours.
That's correct. And
Okay.
I'm assuming this will carry over for the new hotel as well.
That's good.
The top floor meeting space will provide views of EPCOT and Hollywood Studios' nighttime spectaculars.
Oh, wow.
The addition to the Swan and Dolphin Resort will open in 2020.
So just before the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World.
That's correct.
Wow.
Hyper reality experiences are coming to the parks.
What?
So this is incredibly exciting.
Okay.
These VR experiences, similar to Star Wars Secrets of the Empire, are going to be set in Disney universes.
Wow.
And they're going to be debuting in the fall of 2018 with a Wreck-It Ralph Breaks VR experience.
That sounds like a good idea. It sounds like it's going to come out with the new movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Is that right?
That seems to be right around that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart.
It's almost like Disney planned it that way.
Wow.
This is with ILM Lab, which is Lucasfilm's immersive entertainment division, and of course The Void, who did create Star Wars Secrets of the Empire. Those two organizations are going to be assisting Disney in creating this new VR experience for Wreck-It Ralph.
That's super exciting. You know, The Void came here to Minnesota, to the Minnesota Science Museum for a demonstration, and it's outstanding.
I did not know that. You went?
I did, and it was incredible.
I'm jealous.
You should be.
Have you experienced the Star Wars attraction at The Void?
I haven't. It's on my list. I'm hoping to do that on my trip in April.
We're talking about doing it on our trip to Disneyland next month.
I didn't know there was one there as well.
There is in their downtown Disney area.
Good job, Disney.
I heard through Disney Parks blog that this is actually not going to replace the Star Wars Secrets of the Empire experience. This is going to be a separate experience.
So will they have a different location, or are they just using the same space with different experiences?
We can only speculate, Patrick.
Yes, we can.
But it sounded to me that this was going to be in a different location. It could possibly even be inside the park. I mean, we know we've got Stitch's Great Escape just sitting there.
For so long now.
Just waiting to be used.
I miss that ride. Adam, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for our Fab 5.
I love it.
Yay! Fab 5 is our top 5 list, but we're calling it our Fab 5 list in homage to the original Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto of Disney. This week, we are talking about our Fab 5 sweet treats in the parks.
How do you narrow it down to 5?
There are thousands of sweet treats in the parks, I would say.
I love desserts. I love sweet treats. This was a true challenge for me.
Some people go to the parks just for those treats.
It's true.
Yeah. Adam, do you want to kick us off with your number 5 sweet treat from the parks?
I certainly do. My number 5 sweet treat is pineapple upside down cake from Aloha Isle in the Magic Kingdom.
Whoa.
Have you had this yet?
I haven't.
So it's a relatively recent addition.
Okay.
It's pineapple upside down cake with Dole Whip on the top of it.
So delicious.
Or you can get the vanilla swirl, or you can just get vanilla on top if you want to.
Wow. And Dole Whips are a fan favorite, I would say, in
They
the
are.
parks. Yeah.
And I like Dole Whips. I don't love Dole Whips.
Yeah.
It's a little intense for me, a little too sweet, and I love sweet things.
It's a lot of flavor.
But for some reason, and this is inexplicable, the pineapple upside down cake makes it less sweet and a more enjoyable experience for me.
Interesting. I bet there's just more flavors happening, so more of your taste buds are being stimulated.
And I'll tell you what, when that Dole Whip starts to melt, and let's face it, Dole Whip melts immediately.
Yeah.
When it starts to melt and soaks into that pineapple upside down cake,
I mean, my mouth is literally watering right now.
you're drooling all over that microphone.
Yep. Time for a new mic.
It's an incredible treat. It's $6.49. Again, that's at Aloha Isle in the Magic Kingdom. I highly recommend it.
That sounds delicious.
Patrick, what's your number 5 sweet treat?
Mine is a little generic, but I fell in love with it on a recent trip to Disney World. They are the marshmallow treats that you can find in any of the bakeries throughout the parks. Now, these marshmallow treats are marshmallows made in the Disney bakeries, so it's not just like a Jiffy marshmallow. It's their own recipe, and they take the marshmallow and mold it into different characters or different shapes. So when Dan and I went, my lovely husband Dan, we got these roses that look like the roses from Beauty and the Beast, and they were sprinkled in sugar and dipped a little bit in white chocolate. It was amazing. They sort of melt in your mouth as you eat them.
That sounds incredible.
It was incredible. We got them at Storybook Circus at the Magic Kingdom, but I think you can get them at almost any bakery within the parks, and they're roughly $4.99 depending on the size of the marshmallow.
That sounds delicious.
They're
I
great.
have not had them, and now I need them in my life.
They're perfect. What about number 4 for you, Adam?
Number 4. This I'm going to butcher its name.
Uh-oh.
I'm not quite sure how to say this.
Okay.
It's the croque glacé.
Sure.
Glass.
You sound very French right now.
Let me tell you a little bit about it, and maybe that'll help.
Great.
So this is at Le Artisan de Glace
Mm-hmm.
in EPCOT.
Yeah,
In
perfect.
the World Showcase in the France Pavilion. And this is 1 scoop of ice cream with your choice of sauce
Mm-hmm.
in a handmade brioche, pressed and warmed up.
Okay.
And it is a little bit of heaven.
Wow.
It's basically ice cream in a bread sandwich.
I think I'm going to leave right now and go to EPCOT.
Have you had this?
I haven't.
It's phenomenal. So when Matthew and I were visiting last December,
Okay.
I had it for the first time.
Yeah,
We were hanging around waiting for fireworks, waiting for illuminations to begin.
of course.
And we were right on that bridge in between France and the UK.
I know it well.
And I said to myself, it's time for a treat.
Uh-oh.
And I knew that Le Artisan de Glace was in the back of the French pavilion,
Yeah.
the France pavilion. And I'd never been there. I'd never been to this particular ice cream shop before.
Okay.
But I will be back now. I got the cinnamon with caramelized apple and crumble crunch ice cream stuffed into my bread,
Whoa.
heated up,
Oh my gosh.
drizzled with caramel,
This is intense.
and I immediately crammed it into my mouth hole. And it was phenomenal.
It sounds like a full meal.
Just when you think Illuminations couldn't get any better,
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend stuffing breaded ice cream into your mouth while you're watching it.
I recommend doing that at any point in any day.
Patrick,
Yeah.
why don't you give me your number 4?
Okay, so I cheated a little bit on number 4. It's not so much a sweet treat as a sour treat. I'm talking about the sour cherry balls by Goofy's Candy Company.
First of all, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap.
Yeah.
How dare you? I've never had these before. What are they?
They're delicious. They're just these little balls that you throw into your mouth, and they are sour cherries, basically. Imagine like, the Dots candies.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They're like that, only harder.
Yeah.
And they come in these bags that they claim are family-size bags. And I
Sure.
say, just watch me,
A
Disney.
family of mice.
A family of one
Sure.
when I'm eating them.
Sure.
You can get them in most gift shops.
Okay.
And more specifically, you can get them at Goofy's Candy Company.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah, they are around $5 or $6, I think, depending on where you get them, which seems weird to me that they wouldn't be the same price everywhere.
Sure.
And they are also 1 snack credit if you have the Disney dining plan.
That's a great tip, and that
Yeah.
sounds like a treat. I'm not normally a candy guy. I'm more of a chocolate guy.
Yeah.
But I am a cherry guy.
Yeah.
So you've piqued my interest.
Well, I get them as little gifts for myself to open up when I get home from my Disney trip.
You know what? I really, really love that because it's a little bit of Disney. You're kind of feeling down. You just got home.
Yeah.
You're back. You're no longer at the parks.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a little reminder, a little treat for yourself.
Yeah, you go, you know what I need? Some sour cherry balls. Adam, what's number 3 for you?
My number 3 is the red velvet whoopie pie
Ooh.
at Sunshine Seasons in Epcot's Land Pavilion.
I love this. I have not had these either.
We're learning a lot of things about
Yeah,
each
this is a
other.
real awakening for
This
my
is,
tum-tum.
This is. So this is 2 red velvet cakes with cream cheese frosting in the middle.
I'm almost dying right now.
Yep. And there's mini chocolate chips kind of dusted around the outside edge of the whoopie pie.
This is unfair.
And of course, there's a chocolate Mickey Mouse
Of course.
on top.
That's darling.
I know. I don't know. I couldn't find the price. I apologize for that.
Okay.
I believe it was around $6, I want to say.
That most snacks are around that price point.
And it was the perfect treat after we got off of Soarin'.
Ooh. It sounds like a good ride snack pairing.
Patrick, what's your number 3?
Well, I went with a classic on my number 3. Of course, I'm talking about Mickey's Premium Ice Cream Bar.
I knew this was going to be one of yours.
It is a must-have on every Disney trip for me. You can get them at almost any park vendor in the parks, especially those little carts that are standing outside of rides.
Sure.
They are made by Nestle. They're about $3.99 a bar, and they are heaven. They're vanilla ice cream inside a Mickey-shaped bar covered in the Nestle chocolate. Fun fact, about 3 million Mickey premium bars are purchased in the parks every year.
That doesn't surprise me. I see people walking around with those all the time.
Yeah, they're a must-have when you go to the parks, and they've been around since around the 1980s.
I have something to say.
Uh-oh.
We attended the after-hours event at Magic Kingdom this past summer.
Yeah.
And included with the price of your ticket is all-you-can-eat Mickey's premium ice cream bars.
Stop it.
I basically just stood by a cart. I said, Matthew, go on as many rides as you want. I'm going to be right here.
Yeah. It's a real this is where I leave you moment.
That's right. That's right. I maybe had 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I regretted the 3rd for sure.
I don't know if you regretted it.
I rebounded on the 4th.
We are at number 2. Adam, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is an actual dessert.
Ooh.
So you're going to need to go to a restaurant for this.
Okay.
It is the Spice Trade Candy Bar at Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
That sounds amazing.
Patrick, have you had the Spice Trade Candy Bar?
I have not had it. I've also not been to Sanaa, unfortunately.
Patrick, I need you to leave this recording session, get on a plane, and head to Sanaa.
Bye.
So this Spice Trade Candy Bar is made from coconut. Oh, no. Yep. Nope.
Nope, I checked out at coconut.
Patrick is not a coconut guy.
You lost me.
It contains coconut, apricot, caramel, pistachio. It's a cashew bar coated with milk chocolate, topped with chai cream, pistachio crumb, and more apricot.
Other than the coconut, that sounds like a perfect combination.
Disagree.
Oh.
Coconut is necessary.
Nope, throw it in the garbage.
It's only $8. It easily serves 2 people. It is an incredibly intense dessert. It's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
With some coffee, it's perfection. So I highly recommend anyone who may be staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge or maybe traveling there for dinner at Sanaa to order the Spice Trade Candy Bar.
Unless you don't like coconut, in which case throw it right in the trash.
How about your number 2, Patrick?
Uh-oh. So mine is an adult dessert. Here's what I'm talking about. The Smoky Bones chocolate shake with bourbon and candied bacon.
I don't know how to respond to that.
You respond by saying, I'll have 2, please.
I will have 2, please. Tell me, where can I get this?
You can get them at Trilobites in the Animal Kingdom in Dinoland, USA. I discovered them on my last trip. We were just sort of traipsing around the park looking for a snack. I turned around, and it was as though the clouds had lifted and my eyes had been opened for the first time. They are, here's where they get you. It is $10 for one of these shakes, but it is worth every penny of that $10.
This is surprising to me. I know most treats. I obviously haven't had them all.
Sure.
But I knew about the marshmallow treats. I knew about the sour balls. I knew about those things. This one is coming out of left field. I had no idea this existed.
It's a hidden treasure, and it's in a strange place because Dinoland is kind of a kids' area in the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just one of those for the adults while the kids go in the little playground that's there.
Sure. The kids are in the sandbox, and
That's
the
right.
adults are like, I need a treat.
Yep. It's a chocolate shake mixed with bourbon and then topped with this candied bacon. So the bacon is a little bit sweet, a little sugar-coated.
Yeah, it is.
And then there's whipped cream and a little cherry on top.
All right. This is my number 1.
Number 1.
Are you excited?
I couldn't be more excited.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You scared?
I'm always a little scared when I'm doing these.
Don't be scared. Everything's
Okay.
going to be fine
All
because my number 1 is the hummingbird cake. Again, another dessert. Adam, why do you always have to choose the largest sweet thing you can put into your mouth?
Because you're correct. You come correct when it comes to desserts.
It is the hummingbird cake from Chef Art Smith's Homecoming at Disney Springs.
I've heard a lot about this, actually, because it's kind of a newer restaurant, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a newer restaurant. I ate so much food at this restaurant that I question my sanity. We were ravenous by the time we got there.
Yeah.
We had been in the parks during the day.
Yeah.
We went over to Disney Springs for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We had an incredible meal, incredible service.
Great.
I had fried chicken with donuts.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the dessert.
That wasn't the dessert.
Okay.
That was just my meal.
Watch out.
We also had several appetizers. I think there were hush puppies. Oh, yeah, I know exactly. There were hush puppies and there were deviled eggs involved.
Oh, my gosh.
Then I had the fried chicken and the donuts.
Oh, man.
I had a couple of adult beverages. Some involved moonshine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then, to top it all off,
Yeah.
the hummingbird cake. Hummingbird cake is basically a pineapple cake and a banana cake.
Okay.
And they had a baby cake. And the baby cake got real big real fast.
Wow.
And it got smothered in cream cheese frosting.
Oh, I love that.
And I ate the baby cake.
You sure did.
Yeah, I mean, I shared it with Matthew.
Well, did you share it or did you bestow upon him a bite?
A tiny bite.
Yeah.
And he had to roll me out of that restaurant. I was in so much pain. And we had to walk back to the boat back to Port Orleans Riverside.
Mm-hmm.
That walk back through Disney Springs was a struggle. I did not feel well. I felt simultaneously amazing and completely disgusting.
This doesn't feel like a promotion for their desserts, but I'm with you. I understand.
Anyway, if you happen to go to Chef Art Smith's homecoming at Disney Springs, the hummingbird cake needs to be something that goes down your throat.
Perfect.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Give me your number one.
So my number one is a little off the beaten path, I feel like. This might be controversial for some. It's the lefse at the Norway Pavilion in EPCOT.
I am bowled over right now.
It is my absolute favorite must-have treat at Disney World.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
You introduced me to
did.
that treat.
I did.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
But for that to be your number one is shocking.
Here's why. It's addicting. So a lefse is a potato flatbread, not unlike a tortilla from Norway, and it's filled with this cinnamon sugared cream cheese.
As am I.
Yeah. And they roll it up and they cut it in half. So it's a pretty substantial dessert.
Mm-hmm.
So you can share it with a friend or share it with yourself.
Or an enemy. Make a friend. Make a new friend.
Let's all make friends with treats. And here's the kicker. It's only $1.99.
That is an incredible deal.
I feel like that's the best deal treat-wise in Disney World.
And for us who we are based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, for us to say there is a delicious lefse treat in Epcot is a pretty big deal.
Right.
We know lefse. We are hearty Norwegian
That's right.
folk.
And I've tried to make it at home, and it's not the same. There's some Disney magic happening in that lefse. So that is my number one treat. And I have to tell you, when I was researching some of these treats, there's a really great special you can find on YouTube called Unwrapped with Mark Summers.
Oh, sure.
And there are 2 different episodes where they go through food items around Disney World and Disneyland. There was one, I think, from 2004, and then another one in 2010. It's really great. I recommend checking those out.
Do you know what I recommend that Mark Summers also hosted?
What's that?
Double Dare.
I mean, who didn't want to be on that show?
All right, Patrick. It's time for some Quick D.
Mm-mm-mm.
For those of you who don't know, Quick D is our segment where Patrick and I ask each other a question, and neither of us knows what this question's going to be prior to recording.
Uh-oh.
Could get crazy.
Could get weird.
So my question for you, Patrick, is who is the hottest non-human animated Disney character?
Oh, my. So I can't say Prince Eric.
You can't because he's human. I'm not even going to give you the option of Daddy Triton. I know he's like half human, half merman.
Okay.
But that's not going to happen either. So I need you a full-on animal who's just so hot, hot, hot. Who is it?
Well, it's funny that you mention a character from The Little Mermaid.
Oh.
I'm going to go with Sebastian. Here's why. That voice. I could listen to that voice all day long.
That's interesting.
And it doesn't matter what you look like
Sure.
with that voice.
Oh, sure.
I'm into it. I'm interested. I'm invested. I'm hypnotized, really.
Yeah, and the red, does the red have anything to do with it?
It's a little fiery.
Sure.
A little romantic.
Sure.
He's great. And what he can do with an orchestra.
Yeah, and you can just imagine what he can do with those claws.
Yeah, all 12 of them.
Oh.
Or is it 8? Is it 8?
Oh, this is going to be a correction next week. How many legs does Sebastian have?
Yeah. Well, I'd rather take 8 than 12.
Sure.
Adam, I've got some quick D for you.
Yeah, what's that?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You know how at the end of each night in the parks there's a nighttime spectacular?
Yes.
If Gaze Do the D had a nighttime spectacular, what would it be called?
It would be called Sparkles, Dreams of D, the everlasting glory of Chartreuse, the dreams of a child facing a reality of hope and celebrations and magic, exclamation point.
That's absolutely correct.
that will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for joining us. To ensure that you don't miss an episode, please subscribe in Apple Podcast, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you prefer to listen. And hey, while you're there, consider leaving a review. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast, and on our website at gaysdothed.com. Join the conversation by submitting your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See you real soon.